him comments on, flipped him comments on. Let me go ahead and set up the stream details. Welcome to Ducks Y. I wrote a post. I said I wasn't going to go live, and here I am. I had a story I wanted to bring to you guys, talk about debate. We'll see. We'll get to it tonight, I think. Maybe we won't. But yeah, it involves Doge. It involves Elon Musk. It involves Donald Trump, I guess. Yeah, I mean, the guy was working for Donald Trump at that time. It involves racism. It involves research grants. It involves federal grants for preserving history. Um, and so, yeah, so lots of good stuff to get to. Let me go ahead and set up this poll. Did you hear? This is funny. This is funny. Okay. Blammo, blammo. Cool. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream again. Just launched the poll. Yeah, so whatever you guys want to do tonight, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm coming out of the gates a little bit hot. Mostly excited to be here. And yeah, talking about whatever. I'm done with my work for the day. I'm done with my work, guys. I published a video a little bit ago. If anyone wants to check it out, you guys have already showed some huge support. We already have 15,000 hype points, so only 20 more people will actually be at the top of YouTube. So if you guys hype videos, check that last one out. Maybe leave a like or comment if you like the video. But yeah, I'm totally done with my own work today, and so whatever you guys want to talk about, man, I was in a bad mood. I was smashing them chickens on the, last stream. I was throwing out timeouts and all this other stuff. So I'm hoping to just have a sillier, chill night stream. Who knows? Maybe we'll transition lives to less of a debate discussion format and just do hangouts. I don't know yet. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. So this court case was a big deal. So basically, what Doge did in reality was, who was it? Somebody in the federal government has basically a big database, and what they did is they just set up these search queries. It sounds like. So somebody that worked for Elon Musk set up these search terms that included, and the searches like literally searched for Black history. They literally searched for women, like the word woman. They searched for things like indigenous, and basically, yeah, made a list and decided to defund these contracts. And so the judge said two things. The first thing the judge said was that these violated the audit process. Why does this matter? Well, the audit process is written in line with policy. And so lawmakers, obviously, they're not buying a car, they're not setting up a restaurant menu. And so when there's grants allocated, they need to make sure that those grants are going to be administered in accordance with the Constitution. And so oftentimes the policy, not just the administration, but it could be both, right? Either whoever's administering the grants or the policy itself might dictate or set some stipulations for how the grants are reviewed and audited. And so this is both for the safekeeping of the funds. Ideally, when it's not Cam Higby on the case, we don't hear about waste, fraud, or abuse that often. You might disagree, but yeah, MAGA Republicans, you can pick up on the stories when they come up, and definitely it's serious. It's definitely serious when there's corruption or something like this. And yeah, it does happen from time to time. But the reason this is, again, the main point is the reason there's not an abundance of corruption, not an abundance of waste, is largely because it's how the law is written. And then just professional bureaucrats can set the rules. You may like that. You may dislike it. You may have an opinion about, hey, tone it back, buddy. Cool it out. Somebody call the sheriff. Somebody call the town pastor. Everybody's freaking out over here. These types of deals, But and so anyways, this judge goes to Elon Musk because the judge saw that they had all these rules on the books. And then what happens next? Well, the judge says, yeah, this is what you did. You set up a query You search the database and you search for words like Black History, Black History Month. You search for words like women, you search for Native American, you search for tribe names, and you just basically did delete, right? You basically uploaded a delete list, and that was illegal for two reasons. One, it's against constitutional protections that protect from race-based protected class discrimination, and two, it violated policy. Yeah, we're a court ruling that came out today. A federal judge ruled that in the United States, Doge, which was one of Donald Trump's flagship projects early in his career, something he put a lot of pride in, broke a law for racism. So people that basically suggested Elon Musk came in and gutted these programs were correct. And then it's also true that Elon Musk didn't just gut these programs, but he was racist while he was doing it. So, yeah. No way. Yes way, bro. Yeah, bro. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. You look like Destiny, but yeah, cool. You don't have to say that, but cool. Yeah, shout out. I don't know how I look like Stephen Bonell at all, but yeah. Hell yeah, brother. I just subscribed. It's my B-Day. Can I get a shout out? Hey, what up, Nick? We got Nick Har. We got Nick Har. Oh, that's funny. Cool. You like how I managed that? We got Nick in the chat. What up, Nick? Thank you so much for showing up. Nick35, happy birthday to you. Yeah, happy birthday. Cool. Yeah, and so Nick maybe doesn't have a problem with the fact that you can just literally doing things that I learned how to do when I was like 24, working at a small tech company at the time. But that's basically how Elon Musk decided to just, who in their right mind goes through and says, we're just going to delete all the Black history money? You have to be really sort of out of your mind to look at that. You get that file across your desk, or you're getting your month-end reports, and like one of the questions you can actually ask was, hey, how is deleting Black and women historians going? How'd that go for you? And yeah, all they could say is yes. No way, you don't think you look like Steven? No, I don't think I do, but okay. We're obviously very different people, and I don't know. Do two people look alike? What is this haircut? Yeah, you guys can send me a pink. You guys can send me at least an orange or a pink super chat, and I'll go get a haircut when I can. Yeah, if you guys can send super chat, you guys can send super chat gifts, and yeah, you look jacked underneath your shirt. I used to work out a bunch. I try to when I can, but I tell you guys, I'm like a puppy, right? Because I'm trying to do this more full time, still not going too fast, kind of hanging out with you guys, whatever. But yeah. So I used to work out a bunch, a little big, but not as much anymore. Nobody said that. Less of my tax money goes to BS. What's the problem? Hey, Tony Castro in the house. Hey, somebody call the pastor for Tony. Somebody get that pastor right on over to Tony. No, you don't. So you believe, Tony, you would believe that if your son or daughter was in school and there's maybe a giant bucket of a million things in the universe, you think Donald Trump has the authority to just choose out of these million things himself, things you had already selected for, right? Things you already voted for, but they just go in this tiny, very small, relatively small, tiny bucket of Black history, women's history, indigenous history, Mexican American history, more so, right? And so, your sons or daughters want to learn something in the United States. So your opinion sort of matters, but your opinion also doesn't matter because it's illegal. But just from a moral perspective, you think it's worth having half a penny back in your paycheck to have paid Elon Musk to do this, right? You think it actually makes sense to have that half a cent or 3 cents, whatever it is, 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents in your paycheck for Elon Musk to just said, we're deleting racial history in the United States so Donald Trump can go celebrate the white race. That doesn't make any sense. You're assuming I would vote for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but right, maybe you didn't, but we're sort of a majority rule or super majority rule for a lot of this stuff, right? Most of these budgets, don't they have to get passed by 51% and then approved 60% or something, whatever it is? Who knows? What is it? and then you're also running into constitutional law and things like this. And that's what the judge said. They said you're running into these two giant icebergs. You run into two giant icebergs. The fact you violated the agency's policies, the administration's policies, and then you also violated the other side of it. I'm going to be back, call you. Okay, cool. Thanks, I guess. You're not explaining well. You babble with an obnoxious agenda. I don't know what's not explained well. You can ask a more specific question about what I'm talking about. Are you in jail still? I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about either. Yeah, and so the racism of the administration or something like that. Doge, Elon Musk, this is another symptom. Isn't just that they violated two sort of major significant policies. The other side of this is also that a lot of people in the first place imagined Elon Musk wasn't qualified to sort of lead this Doge role. And this is like a pretty blatant, pretty rough example of it. I don't think anything about Israel particularly. Yeah, I don't have any particular thoughts about Israel. If Israel felt they didn't have their interests represented, there should have been a greater international appeal early on. And the fact that there's now been a war that's killed 100,000 people, it seems to still be ongoing in many ways, in some significant ways. No one thinks it's totally done, but that should be addressed a different way, right? It's not a subjective opinion. My subjective opinion, like what do I think of paninis? What do I think of Israel? What do I think of waffles for breakfast? What do I think of Israel? Doesn't make any sense. No thoughts on Israel, coward. I just answered the question. Yeah, cool. I'm just going to make sure you stay out of here. So since you're not contributing to the conversation in any way. Interesting stuff, bro. Sick, man. Hard candies, bro. Sick, dude. Nar, man. Nar. Sick, dude. Sick, bro. Ooh. What did you do to your beard? My beard is just getting long. That's all it is. Yeah. When I can afford to, I'll have to get another beard and haircut stuff. Yeah, you guys got to take care of me like a puppy. $1, $2, $5 super chats. Sending hype the stream with some of the YouTube. Give me some of them YouTube gems. Orange, pink, and red super chats. Yeah, you guys can buy videos too now. I'll blow that up later, but yeah, who knows? I was thinking of trying to sell wait till I get more pink and red super chats to do my next video, and then give you guys something maybe more substantial. Find another stuff to talk about. Yeah, I'm not in rehab, so this is a politics philosophy channel. No, he doesn't. I'm not a Christian. But yeah, we respect your beliefs. If you just kept it lowercase and said, I believe in Jesus and I believe Jesus loves everyone, I don't know why you have to direct that at a person, right? It's like swinging around the world's smallest dongus or something like that. Hey, what's going on, Californian? That's a cool name. Cool name, cool PFP. I like that bright teal color. Looks pretty sick. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. I just poured a can of warmed baked beans on my shorts. Cool. Yeah, I've got some vegan charro beans. I got some vegan charro beans for later this week, so I'm very excited about those. It's like a red adobo sauce and stuff like that. And yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. David Goggins. Hell yeah. What's going on, Nolan Maxwell? Hey, I have the same answer I gave you last time. If David Goggins agreed to team with me, I think we would win. I think we would win against the Insane Clown Posse. But like I mentioned before, I don't think. I think I also said I think I could take the entire ICP on by myself. But yeah, I mean, if you don't like politics, you don't have to do politics, right? My most recent video includes topics like cybersecurity, so like hackers either working for the U.S. government, Israel, China, North Korea. Also includes stuff that is inclusive of kind of black market, gray market, crime, marketplaces. You can technically sell computer viruses, right? They're regulated, I believe. I don't think I think you're supposed to turn in 0-day exploits and stuff like this, but yeah, when you think about computer viruses, climate change, when you think about stuff like energy security is maybe not what you're interested in, OPEC or whatever, this and that. But yeah, you can have opinion. You're allowed to have opinion about like online shopping, right? That's still politics. It's still politics to say that you can buy something online. It's still politics to say like, well, this week's fashion week, still highlighted Kanye West or something like that, right? That can be a little bit about politics. It's not maybe about the president. It's maybe not about like the European Union and structures, but yeah. Oh, cool. Shout out to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Yeah, that's in Canada, right? That's Canada. That's cool. I used to work up in Vancouver for a little bit. I'm in Arizona in the Southwest United States. So shout out to you in Canada. Yeah, it was fun. The slight adjustment was really nice. When I went up to Canada, I brought my U.S. bucks, and then I got to spend them in Canuck bucks. So I got to eat some good food, drink some good beer, and save 20% off. I loved it. Yeah, I loved Vancouver. Vancouver, really cool place. They got a serious homelessness problem. This guy I know online, kind of a friend, Travis. He's got a giant channel, Pangburn. He actually does host debates between like Destiny. He's got another one coming up, so you can check out Pangburn if you want. But the reason I bring that up is he used to do every year a massive charity drive for the homeless population in Vancouver. It was very cool, very cool. Whole entire truckload of jackets, food, all kinds of stuff. Um, English is hard, but it can be learned through. Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, I'm a native English speaker, but I do think I speak pretty clear English because I'm a writer. So I both write as well as speak online. And so, yeah, welcome to everyone. We are about 60 to 70% US based here. And so if you guys are from elsewhere in the world, come on in. I try to, maybe we do too much US politics for you, so sorry, but introduce a topic. We can talk about citizenship. You could just say something about Plato or Socrates, Aristotle, whatever. Like literally anything. Hinduism, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Islam, I don't know. If it's interesting and other people want to talk, if other people want to talk about it, I'll absolutely talk about whatever it is. Yeah, these are decorations. So I'm a vegan. I have leather shoes behind me. I know that. But whoops. There's Jordan. There's shoes. Here's the fancier looking like background or whatever. There's the other shit. English is hard, but it can be learned through a tough, thorough thought, though. That's not that hard. English is hard, but it can be learned through tough, thorough thought, though. See, it's the reason it's hard is it's bullshit, right? Those words actually don't have any necessary relationship to each other, right? You'd have to look up the etymology, see where they were used when and where they evolved through, right? My guess, I would just take a rough guess, is they probably did come out of like Latin languages or Greek or something. I don't know. But if you look up the etymologies, I bet they twisted through Europe. And so the hard part is those words actually mean different things when we signify it. When we speak, if we're using them not grammatically, but semantically, they actually mean different things. And so yeah. It's just interesting. It's just like I mean, Sanskrit is so different than like Hindi, I think too. Sanskrit's a really wild language. You can go on a vacation just by like reading old Sanskrit texts and stuff like that. It's crazy. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so when you like, I'm obviously not going to criticize you when you have a testimony, right? So testimony is a rich philosophical topic. I can testify that my uncle Bob told me Aunt Marie's favorite color is green, and so I buy my Aunt Marie a green shirt for her, a camisa. I buy my Tia Maria. I buy her a green shirt for her birthday or something like this. And she says, "Yo, hey, why'd you buy me a green shirt? My favorite color is azul. I like blue. Tia Marisa tells me." And I say, "Hey, El, Tio Bob, Uncle Bob told me that your favorite color is green." Right. And so that's a form of testimony. I would say that I had good knowledge. Maybe I would know that my aunt's favorite color was green, even though that wasn't a true belief. And I'd probably be justified knowing that because, yeah, a husband and wife might know each other's favorite colors. Um, And so in that same sense, yeah, when you say it's not just about rules, it's about the relationship that transformed your life, cool. um I don't know. Am I a coding bootcamp guy? Um, yeah, I mean, the world, who knows, whatever the job's going to be. There's probably still non-vector databases, structured and unstructured databases that need to be taken care of, that can be coded and deployed, and then front end design, right? Somebody probably still works after vibe coding in like Claude. Probably you would ask the coding boot camp, I would guess, at the end of it. But yeah, I would just be as educated as possible on, the financial interest that's the loudest is what you're going to be doing. But I would also, just from my own tech experience, sort of a blue collar mindset, maybe having an ethical perspective about why, just like, what would you love to be coding in 20 years? If money wasn't an object, what would you be coding or doing now? Why do you need to be able to code to do that? Coding bootcamp is a great option. I know people who have taught at coding bootcamps. My buddy Ryan that I actually used to stream with a bunch. Awesome guy. He's kind of off YouTube. He doesn't do it. I haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, I think he either taught at or he has whatever. I think he's got a degree in comp sci, but or some what I don't know, information sci. It's one of the two. But yeah. So I would ask the coding bootcamp. If you trust them, maybe ask two or three. But more so, I would say, why do you want to do that? Whatever, right? I'm not you're a personal economist, so I can't tell you like what to do, obviously. But yeah, be as informed as you can for as old as you are. If you're a 50-year-old, here's another way to answer. Nolan, and sorry to bore the rest of chat, but if you were 50 or 60 years old and you're saying, I'm thinking about spending $10,000 to become a chef, or I'm thinking about spending $10,000 to learn how to code. I want to go to a cordon bleu school. If you're like 50 or 60 years old and you're just like, what am I doing? We're getting a coffee or a beer. What should I do? I know it's really lame and boring, but I would tell you like, well, the first thing you can go do is, tell yourself to frick off, and then just kind of wonder, like not who's done those jobs well in the past, but like what would you actually be doing that you agree with and disagree with? Whether you're cooking food for people, designing a menu, you're learning from other chefs, you're supporting other chefs, and yeah, and then just go live down there, right? Instead of reversing the order and saying, maybe it's worth it because I'm gonna the reality is I'd be shocked if any coding bootcamp isn't teaching vibe coding with AI products right now. They probably charge you 10K. You probably spend a third of your time or every project vibe coding in AI, and then going through and figuring out how the code actually works or something, because you're different than people that just vibe code, and they're never really going to get it right. They're never really going to get how the different tools that you're using, how the different like logics or however it works, right? The different functions and commands and stuff that are happening in the app, how they relate to the rest of the app, and sort of because I do believe most apps are like batched and sequential. I believe that's how a lot of the logic functions work. They're understandable machines. I'm not a programmer, but yeah, like instead of telling you, is that worth money into the future? Why not just go spend time on the actual like joy of the work or something, the joy and the misery of it. Thanks, Caden Hall. Really nice statement. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Really nice guy. Can you talk about the relationship between science and politics? Wow, that's a hard one. I could just make some stuff up, but if you wouldn't mind funneling me in a little bit more? I think of science starting out. With Auguste Comte. He released this book in French. It's like Les philosophies de positivisme, right? De positive, and so this idea of positive study. And so this was written, I believe, in the 19th century, if I'm not mistaken, by this French fellow. But yeah, Auguste Comte talked about in the 19th century, way back when, he talked about how politics was a scientific or positive study. He said, yeah, in the future, we're not going to think in terms of lords and serfs or subject and ruler, subject and ruler. So very interesting conversation. It's very cool too, right? Very cool conversation. This was also one of Kenneth Waltz's thesis in introducing neo-realism in IR. Was that the sort of seemings or thoughts that people had in realism weren't really empirical apt, and when you think of parsimony being able to produce either useful inference or abduction, that IR was about there, right? He said IR wasn't, you're not supposed to get together, drink beer and coffee and talk about IR. You're supposed to go back to a laboratory and study it. And so this was Kenneth Waltz's thesis, and by and large, people agreed for 20, 30 years, and now they disagree. No, yeah. It's not like totally vague. It is a very interesting, cool question too. But yeah. And so, in the United States, pragmatism was how science was done too, and so that's another interesting pattern for some people. This overlap. And I don't want to get too technical here, but when you talk about, well, how do we set up governments and organize society? How do you know if it's working? What are you actually talking about in reality? And like John Dewey and others, such as William James, would say, well, because it works, right? Because it's not expedient in the sense that you have desires and demands around it, but it works, right? And so it works for anyone that says that they can try something, and whether you define that as reproducing their results. So it's you define it as science loosely, but without the drawbacks of science. It just works, and you have those other inroads. Very American idea. And then so government would be the same way. That a Confederate system didn't work. So the science of it was that you would maybe empirically study why it is, but the actual knowing factor you apply to both is like the epistemology of knowing and what works go together. Donatello, I don't know. I haven't seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a long time, actually. Man, we executed 2 prisoners on death row last week, and another guy in Arizona just got convicted and sentenced to the death penalty today. That's psychotic shit. That's some really psycho shit. That's like actual insane shit. People walking around a society and blaming others for their own use of the death penalty. That's crazy. He did something that's probably about as bad as it can get. He did one of the worst things that you could imagine. The guy was going through a divorce, and basically the case the prosecutors made was that, well, the history of the relationship showed that it was an exploitative or abusive one-sided relationship. And then when she kind of came around to this, she wanted a divorce because she was basically getting used, and they had kids together and stuff. And then so this guy was alleged and convicted to have murdered her and his own 2 kids. Yeah. But still, you got him, right? You got the story out there, right? You got him, you got the story, and so you guys want to extract retribution, which I'll never understand. People that support the death penalty, you want your retribution? I don't understand that. That's incredibly uncivil. That's incredibly uncivilized. It's antisocial. I was more of a Mikey fan, but Donatello never got me. Do you have a problem, Zimbob? Do I need to ban you from the channel? What's up? I love Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk was ruled a racist. Yeah, let's check the poll results. 6% say somebody call the town pastor. 10% says someone call the constable. 25% say yeah, it's serious. 56% says oh my no. Cool. Well, you can be low strung, and if you want to come back tomorrow, talk about things with smart people, then you can seem to come back in a different way tomorrow. Hey, Voice of Freedom, would you mind cutting the spam just a little bit? I see you out there. Shout out to you also. Yeah, free Palestine, free Palestine. Feel free to voice your support in a non-spammy way. I'm just going to clear your messages off the screen. And yeah, welcome to the Ducks Y Show. Do you think Elon Musk cares about who calls him a racist? Well, when it's a judge, we should all care, right? This is not just a breach of public trust; it's a breach of policy, and it's a breach of important policy. It's very different if they said, Elon Musk, there was a charge brought by a Democrat or something, and so it is a little politics, but their researchers dug something up. They heard from somebody that there was like some obscure 1950s tax law that shared how you have to audit, and nobody has thought about this since the 1950s. Not really, but yeah, there you go. And so because screw Donald Trump and Doge, they play politics, right? They say, this is how much this means is we want you back in the news. We want to remind people what you did, but that's not the case, right? So a lot of people, myself included, who is a progressive Democrat voter, by and large, I prefer to see Democrats win. But yeah, I do have conservative values too. But yeah, like that's not what happened, right? This wasn't like a simple game of politics. They found that Elon Musk, with a large portion of the work of Doge, yeah, so it's Doge, and it was Elon Musk as the administrator, violated two very serious laws. So, whatever. I'm not a legal scholar. I don't know the consequences for him personally, if any. But yeah, people in the United States, you're a voter. You should care enormously, right? This was a easy to avoid mistake, and it was, yeah, it's a very like a slap in the face to some extent. I don't know the dog. I don't remember. I was blocking a lot of people yesterday, so I don't know what I did. Did I do something wrong or what? You're the definition of the lumberjack slam. Sorry about that. Your beard's hella majestic. Cool. Thank you. Shout out to you. Fun fact for the girls: guys don't scratch when are. Oh wow. Cool. Thank you. Tired of all this racist crap. Yeah. Yeah. Literally Control C, right? That's what Elon Musk did. He searched for terms like Black, women, Indigenous, Black history, and then just had Doge delete these grants. Like literally, that's what it was. He did text searches. He did string. In if there's any tech people here, the data type is a string, and so literally what he did was a search of strings, which is words, right? When your chats go back to YouTube history, whatever it was. Yeah. When your chats go back to YouTube history or something like this, and hey, the dog, let's see what if I timed you out or banned you yesterday. Oh yeah. Oh no, I banned you because you told me you ordered me to engage with chat. Sorry about that. Yeah. It probably wasn't just one message, but yeah, just my mindset, and I'll try and get better with this. But yeah, I mean, if there's a million people telling me, I know it's petty of me, but if there's like 5 people telling me 5 different things and I get flustered and frustrated because I'm still not a pro streamer, right? I've only been streaming for about 2 years. I might just ban people, right? Or time them out or something. Cool. Yeah, build a shelter or something like that. That would be useful and helpful. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Dark Horse has a great point that people are always critical of the rich. But there is the clear case that, yeah, like Elon Musk's been very forward about what appears to be either bigoted or sort of shilling views. Spreading, it seems like someone who's claimed himself to be a science educator, or a advocate for science, has spread blatant disinformation. And this wasn't just anyone saying it. It was a judge, right? This wasn't just anyone saying it. It's a federal judge. You can see the statutes that the judge was referencing. It's public. So these are all reasons that, it's more consequential. Hey, what's up, Andy? Definitively, cool. Yeah, shut up. Yeah. Oh, that's a different one. Yeah, you were talking about Clara Daggert and the energy one. Yeah, I wanna go buy some books. I only get paid once a month from YouTube, so I do want to go buy some books. I'll probably try to get some of the Cortex. What's his name? freaking Kenneth Waltz popped back up. And I know it's boring stuff, but who knows that? Maybe I'll save up. Maybe I'll save and think about if it's worth it to buy some PDFs and stuff like that to do videos on them. Eternal Treblinka is Charles Patterson. Oh, cool. Treatment of animals and the Holocaust. Cool. Yeah, this sounds really interesting. This sounds like awesome vegan and animal industrial complex. Cool. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Awesome. Awesome. Are you Polish? Are you Polish or is this what this is? I don't know what language this is, but there's a fragment of the text online. Yeah, it looks very cool, man. Sorry for timing you out. I do apologize. My bad. My bad. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would like to do some vegan stuff. I don't know how to get around to it on the channel, and there's lots of people who do that stuff too. Hey, thanks so much, Seattle Reaper. I appreciate the huge yellow super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Yeah, I did. If you guys are interested, I'm doing more edits on the videos. You guys can check out. If you guys enjoy consuming content or you're content creators, check out the video I made using the YouTube Create app. It's a lot of fun. It's got lots of cool edits in there. They don't seem low budget or cheap, right? No, just like, kind of rapid panning around, none of that stuff. But yeah, check it out. It's on the live page now. If you guys want to hype the video because you guys think it's hype worthy, we already have like 15,000 hype points, and it just launched today. There's only like 30 views on it. So it's a really good video, I think, in my opinion. So check it out. Leave a comment if you guys like that. But yeah, appreciate the kind words, guys. I'm trying to go a little slow. Do they goon? Hey, what up, Joking Buffalo? Hey, yeah, heck yeah. Somebody called me a creep, and I would say I'm an internet gooner, bro. Hell yeah, I'm a philosopher. I'm a political thinker. I'm a gooner. Heck yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Wait. Hell yeah, brother. Are you good enough for heaven? Yeah, if you lie, you're a liar. If you steal, you're a thief, right? Ever lusted? If you lusted, you are an adulterer. And if you hate, you are violent and hateful, and you disobey your father. Yeah, I try not to be any of those things, but I'm not a virtue ethicist. I don't know what I am. I believe in both objective morality and moral anti-realism. Yeah, I think the meta ethics is more important, thinking about it. But I suppose that would make me an intentionalist. I suppose more than anything, that would make me an intentionalist because I can actually think about the right things. Yeah, like one example is if you know that factory farming kills 100,000 animals a day or 500,000, whatever the number is. To be a vegan, someone might say, well, you're not ethical as a vegan if you don't know the number of animals that are killed and how many you're saving, right? You have to do economic thinking in that case. Or they might say, well, yeah, veganism actually isn't ethical yet and it's not because you're saving animals' lives, but the economic value, the actual moral worth and economic thinking comes from animals that don't go into that process, right? You're not getting any of them out. So it's more ethical. Vegans are ambiguously ethical, but it's more ethical to donate to rescue charities, right? These rescue farms. This is actually the more ethical thing in my moral view because the economics are vague. So so I don't think in terms of virtue ethics, but yeah. Wow. Yeah. Free speech question from P-Dub. P-Dub says, I'm pretty sure this is true, but I heard that it was discussed in Parliament, either Scotland or Ireland, that it should be criminal offense and hate speech in someone's own home. What are your thoughts? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my default state in the United States is that hate speech shouldn't be regulated politically. Hate speech should be protected by protected classes. And so in the U.S., what is that? Our 14th Amendment or something? It's something 19th, 18th, whatever. So yeah, you should be able to sue your boss if they use hate speech, I think. And then if you want to be a racist and be on the internet and stuff like that, cool. I feel really bad for you, and apparently that's where it lands most times. And so yeah, yeah. Oh, the Congo. Yeah, that's a crazy area. There's pirating of. It's weird because there's also, in places like the Congo. Just a fun fact. People will use terms like, "Oh, they're pirating the minerals. They're pirating the minerals," right? And this is kind of tactic bait and switch if you guys like normal MAGA politics talk. But yeah, this is also, they're pirating stuff. And why is this? Well, there is regulation that says how much like zinc or how much like iron ore or gold or diamonds you're allowed to pull out each year. So you have like a quota. You have to buy it and sell it at some time, and then this and that. And they just say, yeah, you can't just, we don't want you getting into fights or threatening people politically, because you can say, well, we're just going to pull up a bunch of shit from the ground, sell it, and buy a bunch of guns with it. We're going to go buy a bunch of Swiss Uzis or something. And so, yeah, there's both exploitation, there's like decentralized control, there's centralized control. It's not always clear what sort of political or social benefit happens when you get big companies in those areas. And yeah, and then that itself, if that's the problem, that's also surrounded by a myriad of other sort of political forces and things like this. And so you can see it both ways, right? You can also shift it the other way and say, well, when you look at how a state has to, the constraints of managing resources, who else has an interest? Who else might claim that they can manage those resources? Where, when, why? How? Is it a you and what army type question? Or where's that sort of conflict? Where does that come from? And yeah, and so you can look at it politically and say, well, what do you actually get out of sort of formalizing these? And, is there a case to be made in any case, even when it's exploitative or fueling a problem, it's pushing the same problem along? Someone might still make the case that it's moral companies like Tesla create more stable supply lines. And yeah, the US and China are the two biggest beneficiaries of that sort of arrangement. But then, yeah, this is Donald Trump's point. I'm not a MAGA Republican. I dislike Donald Trump's politics. I don't hate him, but I dislike his politics to the point of hatred of his ideas. But Donald Trump's one of these people that says, well, go to the Congo and maybe it's the case there. And right now you're going to say and do whatever you guys actually want to do there. Have fun. But when you actually look at the moral arguments and how the US's interests are represented, people don't cover they don't cover the full sort of circle of where things go. And yeah, that obviously doesn't help the people suffering in those places. Hey, what's up, DB? Hey, Seattle Reaper, I'm just seeing your super chat again. If you have any questions or topics, anything like that, thanks again for the super chat. Hugely appreciated. Oh my gosh, we got Mickey Floyd back in chat. Shout out to Australia. Hey, good day, mate. Mickey Lloyd from Melbourne. I won't do that. Chillin'. Hey, thanks, Mickey Floyd. Chillin' to you as well, brother. Appreciate the huge super chat, huge blue super chat. Thank you so much. Ooh. Am I wrong with how you address this? What do you mean that stopping factory farming is less ethical than donating to animal charities? Yeah. So, okay. So for me, the topic I don't talk about relative to my veganism is economic thinking, right? So to me, when economic thinking, it's like, it's the ones and zeros of splitting a bill. It's the ones and zeros of sharing rent or something like this. To me, that is one of my sort of stop points. But I would generally say, because I'm a 36-year-old grown ass fucking adult as well, that yeah, when I'm making a meta ethical or moral judgment or using meta ethics to try to refine my own ethical theories, maybe it's the case that I can appreciate animal suffering, but I can also put constraints on myself for how my own veganism, leather shoe and all, but like typically trying to eat whole foods, not doing a lot of supplements, this kind of stuff. I might want to think in terms of, well, there's -1 cow or -0.3 cows to to like these less preferable forms of corporatized farms. Whatever it is, these types of slaughterhouses are worse. And so you have to actually weight all of these things technically in the universe in reality. Um, yeah, yeah. And so while and this is interesting because my argument back to you would be that, like, well, obviously there's a blatant right and wrong. Like eating veal, if you eat a baby cow, that's obviously for me incredibly sad. It cuts deep, it feels heavy. For me to eat something like veal would be I would feel pretty maybe irrationally a little more sad. But if I told you that, well, there's a case to be made that actually has no bearing on ethics or morality in the most consequential way, that veganism actually drives an impact in the world, right? That would be something someone would wish to know. And so I think having scrutiny and meta ethics and then relating this back to ethics is a way to make the case that there is such a thing as moral knowledge. It's not just intuition. It's not just subjective. But it seems like it is either a more important form of moral intuition or it reaches toward epistemology, and then other people will tell me to frick off for that. But hey, what's up, Anna? Thank you, Mickey Floyd. It's almost 1 a.m. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Hey, what up, GB? What up, GB? Good to see you too. Trump will save America. Richard. Oh, man. Shucks. Donald Trump will save America. If you can't say it, and I agree with Anna, then I will sing it. How will Donald Trump save America if Elon Musk is racist? Elon Musk is racist, but Donald Trump will save America. Elon Musk is racist, but Donald Trump will save America. It must be, yes. If Gangbang can't say it, so eloquently named, maybe he was cheering for Epstein Island from his cave. Donald Trump will save America, but Elon Musk is a racist. I have no clue. There's no harmony, rhyme, reason to that. You guys sing it. You guys sing it if you guys don't know it. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. One nation party indeed, brother. One nation party indeed, dude. I'm down. Yeah, I mean, if we can't start being honest with each other and stuff like that, then there's like zero shot that we're gonna, there's no way that we're actually gonna come together on any of this stuff. We got Australia in the house. We got Chicken Lovely. Hey, shout out to you. That's a strange way to introduce yourself, either religion or ethnicity. I'm an atheist. Shout out to you. Shout out to my Jewish brothers and sisters. What's up? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Let me go find me some of them chickens too. Hell yeah, brother. America, 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 my love. The girls here are the most beautiful. Hey, user. Yeah. Neighbor party coming. Heck yeah, brother. Hey, plebe. No, I didn't do drama. Yeah. No, I didn't do drama ever. No, I did. I took a guitar class in high school, and then by the time I got to college, I took a rock and roll history class. That was cool. I played the guitar too. Yeah. So that's my background. Yeah. My background was rock and roll history, political science, in college. And then, yeah. One of my good friends, his girlfriend in college, she actually got like a fine arts degree from like someplace like at the Met. And it was really cool, right? And so her fine arts degree wasn't like learning to sing and dance. It wasn't learning how to paint, but it was actually like the business and economics of like fine art sales and those markets and a lot more too, right? Like you have to know a lot. So that was really cool. That was cool to learn about. I was like, I didn't know that. Yeah. So that's a cool benefit. If you guys are like me, you're living on internet time or in internet land, and you have friends that went to college, just ask them what they studied in college, because that's what I did when I was in college, and I just learned what college was like from other people. Not just doing college, I just learned what college was like from other people too. So that was a very low budget win at that time. Yeah. What's one world mind? I don't know what that means, dude. Goy. Yeah. Girlfriend now. I have a girlfriend now. No way, no how I'd get a girlfriend now. Dot 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 dot. I remember it vividly, love. I've been walking erect since the moment we met, and you caught my eye. To my surprise, just like a strange neuroses ceased to be, angels conversing in thee, and then you were attracted to me. But but even if our friends don't understand, no matter what, I'll always be your man. Hell yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, music theory is awesome. Yeah, music theory is cool. I never learned that much. I had a guitar teacher that was teaching me modes and some of the scales, but I was more interested in like what the word scale meant. So I didn't do that well. I got distracted really fast. But I've got like a ton. I think I'm one of those people that thinks it's awesome when people can actually read and play music. Yeah, and then like you're practicing music, and then you finally have permission to not work on the book of music that you're working on, and you can like improvise or just play or whatever. I think that's so cool. I think it's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Gasp is right. Yeah, I'm dying here. I don't know why. Do you like Donald Trump? I don't know Donald Trump, so I don't know how I would like or dislike Donald Trump. Um, I don't identify as a MAGA Republican. I don't even like identifying as a progressive Democrat, really. But yeah, I typically vote progressive Democrat. Yeah, because I'm a grown adult and I can think about information and evidences and things like this. And yeah. And for me, because I studied politics in school, like usually for me, it's like, well, okay, this is basically I'll have an opinion on almost everything, or I could have an opinion. So whatever politicians mess up or get right is going to determine how much I care right now. And so that's awesome, right? Because I believe that's what not every politician is like that, but I believe a lot of politicians are like, well, cool. Donald Trump got mad that we didn't look far outside, and yeah, we're seeing there's a great reason that the wilds themselves are not that wild, right? It's an industrial pig farm. There's bloat, there's swollen ankle joints, and there's it smells like sulfur and a gas leak right next door, right? So the wild Donald Trump took us to are industrial pig farming and energy companies failing. Oh, cool, Luna. Yeah, cool. Papa Ute, Ute. I don't know that one. I don't know that one. If I knew that one, I wish I could sing it. I really do wish I could sing it. You will learn after years of college, you will learn how to learn. Yeah, heck yeah, Luna. That's absolutely right on. Oh, cool. Norse code. I never knew. I don't know Norse code or Morse code or whatever it is. Politics in the United States are interesting, and you have the right to follow what you want. Cool. Heck yeah. 36. I'm 36. I'm 36 years old. All kind of them chickens. Hey, what up, Matt? We got Matt Gibbergy. I'm a good Gerstian man. We got Matt Gibbergy here. Matt speaks Sanskrit. Matt speaks Sanskrit. I only speak from Leviticus, Genesis, you know. I remember this one pastor, John 1:1 in the beginning, word with God, and God was the word. And then you go back, good lower book of Genesis, and in the book of Genesis, God man spoken down to man, nether region. So God speak man balls, say, I bless them balls above all. Book of Genesis, Matt Gerst, Christian man, good Christian American. Let me freaking Pastor Lucas type guy getting a tackle shop, yeah, fly fishing bait shop kind of guy. Loose and tying up the ends, and you got the light blue, red, green. So you got Satan Gershon, man. In the book of Genesis, man, God done came and blessed man balls. Said them meat sacks, them meat hangers blessed above all man. And God come down, book of Genesis, talking down, say, oh, Peter, I bless your balls. Oh, Tommy, oh, Timmy, I bless them balls. Oh, John, low, Gershon, man, good Gershon, man. Only Gershon, man, like MSG, we gon' talking down the bait shop style talk, frog licking, picking up a Bible verse, Lucas, Pastor Lucas saying, go down bait shop, Nathan. Go down to the bait shop, praise the word of the Lord God. Holy moly. Good Gershon man going down. God done spoke down peanut nuts. Hallelujah. God done spoke down Timothy's nut. Mr. Pastor man saying, oh, that a bait shop. I don't know what I was a coward about. If I was a coward about something, you got to clarify that for me. Real digital, what up? Shout out $8. We got UK in the house, how it be, how it do, how it was. What up, Godsneck? Great to see you. Hallelujah, man. Holy, Hosea, Hemotep, Jesus, hemoglobin, Hemotep. Jesus is the Lord. Oh, man. Oh, man, I'm setting. God speaking to Peter, Timmy, Isaiah balls. Abraham, them balls been holy spoke under holy smoke. Hallelujah. Hey, shout out. That's just for my Dawa friends. Alhamdulillah. What's going on? My name is Duck. Duck likes to sneak in a little shout out for the Muslim crew. Shout out to Islam. Alhamdulillah. Wassalamu alaikum. What up? What up, my brothers and sisters? It's always fun, and it's always holy moly. How do I look? I do have a thick brow, but that's from spending time outside and enjoying it, right? That's not, there's nothing, I have a very thick brow, very furrowy, but yeah, I don't have ooh faces, right? I'm neurodivergent. I have autism, so I don't know how to express myself facially. Yeah, I don't know how to get facials. So if you guys know how to do facials for social media, let me know. Because I'm neurodivergent. I don't have internet autism. I have actual real world DSM disorders. And so that stuff hurts to see people say it. It hurts that people call it neurospicy. I don't know what that is. I just don't have facial expressions, right? I don't know how to tell people what I think or feel via my face. And who knows? So you say you're adapted, I say you're misadapted, right? My opinion would be closer to the fact that I'd rather express myself. I'd rather say ask and get, right? That's just my personality. Ask a question, get an answer, ask a question, get the answer, and I'll give you the best answer I can provide at that moment in time. So, yeah, and so not schizophrenic either, right? Yeah. Hallucinate thoughts, Duck Holiday. Hey, like Russians, mother never showed love. Duck, what? All right, I'm going to go ahead again. Yeah, those are the types of things, man. I'll give you 5 minutes because I think your body is out of whack with what your brain is thinking. But okay. Whew. Holy moly. Pull up the boots like Ginobili. LOL. What up, Vic? What it do, though? What it do, yo? I'm going to spam you guys with my self-promo shit in chat. Do I have to? I don't know that I actually have to, but Yeah, heck yeah. We're up to 30 views. So if any of you guys are, let me go ahead, copy this shiz down. Lamo. Thoughts on Islam conquering Europe? When? I don't think Islam ever did that. Has Islam ever done that? When would Islam have first had the conversation? How would Islam have a conversation regarding conquering Europe? Would that primarily be with Muslims or with other people? Hell yeah, brother. Whoops. I'm gonna remove one of them. It's happening. What up, Real Digital? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. We going fast out there. Heck yeah. That New Mexico ranch life. I'm from Area 51, right? They got me next to the cryptids. They got me next to freaking Bigfoot and Dogman. You know, they got me next to goth vampire, goth mommies mostly, right? I'm next to Dom mommy, goth mommies, all that kind of stuff. Hell yeah, brother. What up? What it do? Hey, what up, Travis C? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's up? Let's go, baby. Let's do this thing. Let's shake it up. Da 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 da. Drop the bass. Boom, 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 boom. Are you from Game of Thrones? No, I'm beyond Game of Thrones, right? I don't have that medieval mindset. I'm a computer. I'm a computer. Hell yeah. AI love. I like that. Matt Robbins. Hell yeah, brother. Boofing stuff and whatever. I think we're supposed to talk about boofing. What? Yeah, thank you, Travis C. I appreciate your support in the growth of the channel and yeah, and involving yourself in that conversation. It's very cool. I picked up 500 subs this month, last 28 days, right? But to me, that's like, okay, if you're going to call me out, I'll just tell you, we've had 90 days of watch time, 100,000 total clicks in the last 28 days, plus 500 subs. And so the channel's healthy. You guys are awesome. I always tell you guys this. You guys in chat carry the channel. When people come in, they want to show some love, support me, support their other favorite creators. That's a huge lift. You know, you guys can buy YouTube gifts, either drop them here to hype the stream, drop them other streams, hype. But you guys are awesome. Yeah, yeah, and like $3 a month. Also, like I said, $1, $2, $5. Those go far when you guys drop orange or pink, red super chats once a month or something, or like once every 3 months. Those go really far for me personally. So yeah, heck yeah, what up? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. Let's do this thing, dude. All they do is keep increasing their threat warning in the EU. I mean, my understanding was that after the Paris attack, extremism in Europe was tackled more effectively by domestic law enforcement, and then also managed geopolitically kind of behind closed doors. And it seems by and large that as pressure shifted to Africa, that Europe doesn't have as many active non-state actor groups as they did during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. This is my understanding that this is what the data actually shows. And so the belief or perception and the whatever reality is interpreted or emerges from like zero acceptability or tolerance of terrorist attacks in Western states, zero acceptance of those attacks in whether it be Indonesia or Bali or India. You know, those are things that people can be aware of. But you know, when we say the room it's coming from is that there was multiple explanations for why those groups were there. You know, it wasn't like some band of cannibals or something like this, and we have, so there's academic research into both the people who became extremists and ultimately participated in attacks in Europe. So yeah, I think it's a cheap excuse to use Islamophobia when you could otherwise, you could use deduction, you could use reason, you could hold some objective beliefs, you could use inference and probability and update your beliefs. So you could be more objective, maybe a little more sort of like an Andrew Bustamante guy, and his old coworkers, right? So you could have that sort of masculine, feminine, whatever it is, agendered sort of archetype of what like someone in security might actually be like, or how they would ultimately think about something like terror attacks in Europe between 2010 and 2020. And so I think it's a little whack. Hey, yeah, I love you guys. Yeah, I love you guys. While I'm making YouTube content, while I'm doing a stream, I live my life a quarter mile at a time and the whatnot and stuff like that too. So shout out. I appreciate you guys with all of the help and support and all that kind of stuff. All the help, all the support, all that stuff's really helpful, really useful. Yeah, very useful. I appreciate it. Yeah, I apparently I say I eat off of the haters or something like this. Yeah. I mean, that's yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a good use of language. It's a good use of like hyperbole. I think it would be a stretch to say the US are terrorists. The US are terrorists, that's just not often what that word means. Typically, terrorism signifies, in politics, terrorism, I would say like it rigidly sort of signifies people with geopolitical intent, motives, or strict political motives. And so, yeah, I don't think that locking someone up is necessary. Like that, a jurisprudence isn't necessarily a political motive. Um, so I mean, I think it's a pretty far stretch. There's probably a lot more you could say about why terrorism isn't used to just define criminal justice. But yeah, a philosopher or someone studying political science or political theory would probably want to take that actually seriously. If we advocate for a liberal minimal government at all times, in what case and in with what designations or distinctions, what would you need to qualify and quantify um, what it actually takes to incarcerate someone in a sense that does not violate the principles of legitimacy in the first place? Yeah, if you want to send me YouTube gifts, super chats, so I can get a haircut. We got some money in and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna have all of this month, all of next month to get a haircut. So it's got to last a whole month to get haircuts, whatever else I need, food bills, that kind of stuff. So yeah, my beard isn't the last thing on my list because it's absurd and it's 2026. And apparently I need to look pretty, right? Apparently I can't look like a wild animal, but send some money. AI Love is asking if I goon. No, not really. I'm 36 years old, so I very rarely, like, honestly, when I log into Gooner sites, like, I'm more just curious how the site is working these days. I know that sounds funny to some people, but yeah, Arizona added age verification for Goon sites. And so, like, my interest wasn't actually logging in to watch corn, but my interest was like, hey, what did they do? They added all these identity verification services and API layers on the front end of logging into corn sites. And so it's like, yeah, that's a violation of free speech or whatever. That I'm not totally, I'm not here to Slavoj Zizek sort of deconstruct the Hegelian psychoanalytic motion behind, adult film actors, actresses, people doing their thing. Or to, goon really, right? You guys can like goon on YouTube or just not at all ever. I'm a liar. Cool. Steve Rogers. Hey, who's Steve Rogers? Horrible. Cool. Hell yeah, brother. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I want somebody to love. Do you need anybody? I want somebody to love. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. And oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Hey, he looks like Steve Rogers. All right, brother. I appreciate it. We hopping on the Steve Rogers train. I'm going to delete some of the spam. I apologize. I got a little carried away with myself. James, just a quick 10-second timeout. Vixie is right. No spamming. Madness, that's absolutely right. We got Gary Jules in chat. One of my favorite singer-songwriters of all time. Look like Edge from WWE. Hell yeah, guys. I'm getting famous and I didn't even know it. I'm getting famous and I didn't even know it. I'm 44 and still enjoy a good gooning session. Ah, man. Vic, brother, sister, whoever you are. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Hey, wey, what's up with it, though? Hey, Nortaños, que Hondas, what's up? What's up, goons? How you doing, goon squad? They say this shit ain't for me, but it turns out this shit's for anybody, dude. They just make these OnlyFans, these family sites. This shit's for anybody these days, dude. It's fucking crazy, right? It's fucking insane, dude. That's what they don't get about it. Fucking Nortaños. Now, I'm in Arizona, so I probably shouldn't do gang signs. I'm obviously not doing comedy, parody and the whatnot. Parody, of course. All right. Sorry for the spam. Don't call the town pastor. Call the constable. They're all funded by APAC. Fake Gersten man. Hey, good Gersten man. We got Robert Blanc in chat. Robert Blanc, good Gersten man. All around me I see familiar faces, worn out spaces, worn out spaces. And they tell me it's the morning meal day. No one's laughing. It's just depression. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. And when we run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out places. Still losing his 4x4 talking about Trump all day. Leafs, freaking Gersten man chat. You got a leaf kit, freaking spring kit like 1995. Four roller magazine. Freaking picking up on a straight up road track. A turbocharged freaking V6 and a goddamn EJ, right? Freaking CJ. Freaking. You ever tried it? You ever tried it, buddy? You ever tried it? Freaking. You got a Bucko boy driving around, drab all the green, Bucko boy, so low to the ground, hey little young buck, what you think of that one down there? Ever tried it, Bucko? Hey, so that's what I say, Jib. Ever tried it, Bucko? Ever tried leaf spring kit, four roller roll kit? You got to put. Young boy, say olive green, EJ, CJ Jeep, right? Olive boy green, say them things. Young boy say, you got both soundbar. This might as well be a full freaking Mustang, he said. And I say, boy, same thing. You ever tried it, bud? You ever tried a freaking leaf kit? Oh, you're underneath it all day. You got it going through a lip. You got to crush it, snip it on a finger. You can all the grease in the you got it in the joints, boy. Yeah, tried it. Out of Grand Jeep. Of course, no lift kit, right by the ground. Ain't a freaking lowrider. Oh, look at the boy down there, right? History. All right. Remember the cookies at McDonald's in the bag? Yeah, I remember those. Do you guys remember 29-cent cheeseburger day? Yeah, that was pre-vegan. I was playing baseball in high school at that time, and that was like middle school, right? Middle school, I was playing baseball, and so we'd go do the batting cages and then go in with like $3, $2-3 to McDonald's and get like $2 or $3 worth of 30-cent cheeseburgers. Hell yeah, brother! I'll one up you. I'll one up you all day, brother. Don't even try it, buddy. 48.99. Hell yeah, no lift kit, just 35 stick body. Ooh, all right, Jose. All right, Jose. Yeah. Yeah, no super chatting. Jose's gonna have to be replacing some plastic parts relatively soon. So you're not allowed to send me any money, right? You got to save it for when you start going over speed bumps and the whatnot. And the $20 large fries, hell yeah. Yeah. Chilling, man. Good. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm having a good night. Um, yuck. Eh. What's good on the topics today? So for me on the topics, the main topic we're talking about, actually, as a matter of fact, is if you haven't heard yet, maybe you're aware or unaware, but Elon Musk was ruled racist by a U.S. federal judge. Doge went through and they were freaking cutting all the jobs, man. Pretty crazy stuff. So they were cutting all these research grants because they were just Google searching in the database. They were just doing searches. Yeah, right. So there's a query dashboard, right? I don't know if you are a computer science kind of guy, right, Gershton man, but yeah, you basically in like a business database, it has to do a million things. There's a million things that it has to do or whatever, actually, and then and so he was basically just writing a query to pull like Black history to like it's not funny, but he was searching for like Black history. Elon Musk was searching like women's rights, indigenous children, and so like he was literally searching the things he wasn't allowed to search, and then just like deleted them. Right? He just said, "Yeah, we're gonna cut these grants." So he just ordered those ones. He built a giant list based on searching for Black people in the database and deleted the list. And so a judge rightfully said, "Well, you violated two forms of policy, right? It's against the Constitution, and then secondly, it's against the actual audit policies you have to follow." Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So Elon Musk is I don't know if he personally is getting in trouble, but Doge was ordered unconstitutional for those two budget cuts. Trump is a barf. He's a boof. Yeah. Yep. Yep. He's looking for gold. Cool. What was he gonna do with it with all that? Um, well, he was ordered by Donald Trump to cut the budget. Um, and so I personally tie it back to the Trump administration ultimately, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it, I guess. But like I would say, yeah. I mean, I would say that, like, I don't know, whatever, but yeah. But the wrong way to do it is to do it with racism, right? So this is another case of MAGA republicanism being bad. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yup. Yuppers. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out places. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. When they run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Shout out $8. Thanks everybody for being here. We're politics, philosophy, MAGA, Republican, debating. I'm a progressive Democrat. So yeah, we're just like every other channel. We do take a little more scholastic academic bend. My values are veganism. My values are a global citizenship. But we try to support and entertain people from all over the world. I used to play video games. I used to play games a little bit, but less so now, unfortunately. Yeah, the internet is a trailer park cesspool right now, but I love it, right? I love my internet schedule. I love that my life has collapsed around me. I love that I'm on my third divorce. I love that. Yeah, I'm going into my third divorce. My family, my career, my life is collapsed. I have surface level friendships with people who I don't know their real name. And yeah, thank you so much for hyping the stream. Thanks for all those stars. I appreciate it. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's dope. We had a massive poverty of stream hype here, but I appreciate it. Yeah, those YouTube gifts. YouTube adds new gifts every month. They help support me, support your favorite streamers. And yeah, when there's a poverty, those at the top, the stream looks incredibly pathetic. So thank you so much for sending some of those through. Thanks everyone for sending super chats and stuff too. Hey, have a good night, Jose. We'll talk to you later, man. Take care, brother. Holy smokes, bro. Yeah, that's terrible, man. Hope it gets better soon. Yeah, it's just getting worse, right? I have peace with my own suffering. The only source of opportunity, truth, and reality is my own suffering. I have full body post-traumatic stress disorder. It doesn't actually exist, right? It's not a real thing. You can tell the doctor. I have so here it is, doc, right? I know about, it's like a battery pack, but it's about there, more or less, reckon. But yeah, reckon it's also full body post-traumatic stress disorder. And the doctor says, well, that just doesn't exist, right? And I can't diagnose you with the PTSD. So, so much for that, but you don't got the full body one either, he says. And I say, well, call the constable. You call the doctor. And then what he says, well, there is no sheriff. There's no law enforcement official here to help with this. And I am the doctor, right? And so the internet is a place of suffering, trash heaps. There are no medical professionals on the internet. I only have a bachelor's degree. So when I say I take a scholastic and academic lens, boy, hold on tight. It sure is going to be a rough ride, right? And then, yeah, absolutely. I can do my fake Navy SEAL resets, very famous things, right? Very famous fake Navy SEAL resets. Try not to do it, right? But there we go. Yeah. If you guys want to support me, though, I just released a video today talking about the security threats after the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s. So I would say the end of the Cold War was this period of liberal economic expansion and a whole new world for global security threats. So I related this to Donald Trump's usage of the DHS, FBI, and DOJ to not focus on domestic security. So yeah, it does contain my opinion. It also contains, without me proselytizing to you, in a pretty quick, entertaining HD full edit video, 6-minute video, contains some information about geopolitics and how geopolitical scholars might think, IR scholars might think about some of this. So check it out. Ask a question, leave your thoughts. Please do leave your thoughts in the comments. Take a second to think about it. Just say what's up. And if you're a creator, you want to hype the video, that helps me get into the algorithm. So that's also super helpful. Yeah, absolutely, Letty. I just started doing HD edits and stuff, so I'm a little bit proud of that. I've been on YouTube for about 2 years. So this video's got nice intro music. It's got really cool cutscenes, I think. It's got some entertaining AI videos and stuff like this. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And then, yeah, of course, if you guys want to subscribe for politics live streams, feel free, right? You can always unsubscribe, and I'll catch you guys around the tubes too, right? I'm a big YouTube user. I love being on the internet, and yeah, cool. My favorite president, I don't know. Theodore Roosevelt was probably the coolest. He's the easiest to say you're a fan of. I think Theo Roosevelt, because he was a roughneck, Rough Rider, Teddy Roosevelt. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, yeah. There's a way up for a lot of people, right? Yeah, absolutely. Favorite war? I don't have a favorite war. Yeah, I'm a big nonviolence pacifist. The one I bring up on the stream because I'm not a huge military historian. I should probably work on that, but there's just people that are way better at that than me. But my favorite, the one that's funniest to me is the firebombing of Hamburg, Germany. Um, and it's just the irony of it, right? Obviously, a horrific attack where the reality of it, the like focused reality of what it was 50,000 people, not 50, not 500, not 5,000, 50,000 people burnt alive in Hamburg, Germany. But yeah, the irony or the funny part of that to me is that old Uncle Hitler said, hey, we're going to set up some tire factories, we're going to build us some airplane rudders and the whatnot. Yeah, we're going to build all kind of boat stuff, and this is going to be a thing we have in Hamburg, Germany. And it turned out that wasn't to be. Yeah, it turned out everything there was flammable, as was everything elsewhere in the world. And the irony part was in other places and other times in history, people haven't thought about Hamburg, Germany as being flammable. The same was generally true of Europe at that time. In many places were not treated as flammable. Some of them were bombable. Some of them you could drive tanks through, shoot firearms. But in terms of just combustibility, Hamburg was the spot at that time. And so, yeah, 50,000 people burned alive. And that's to think about the scale of the suffering. The scale of the suffering, it's the same neurons that we have, even though the people's identity, their claimed identity, their belief system at that time was pretty much nationalist socialist through and through, one would believe. But yeah, you got to imagine out of the 50,000, some of the people were probably like, boy, this sure isn't going well. This was a horrible choice for us. They should fire the guy, whoever did this. And instead they went the other way, right? Instead they went the other way that, it was decided that Hamburg, Germany was flammable, and the whole thing burnt down. Can you actually imagine 250,000 housing units, 250,000 homes burnt? That's crazy, right? Like 1,000 industrial sites. I mean, the scope of that is absolutely nuts. Yeah. Yeah. And so, but yeah, underlying the humor is a lack of humor, right? Because in reality, was a genocidal war. It was a regime that unfortunately could not just stop. They had a leader that did not have an off button. They didn't know what no meant. And yeah. Yeah. Yeah, not a nut or a bolt or anything usable left, right? And so this their supply line, wrecking the way the story went is, you guys, we had car motors going to these little sheet metal airplanes in the United States, and they'd ship them on over, and that was going swimmingly for the time being, right? You'd pay somewhere between, in current dollars, I think the adjustment rate was somewhere between $400,000 and $900,000 for one of these airplanes. These boats, you kind of rush these things out, but you could afford it. It was very expensive, but you could afford it, and it was going swimmingly. And after this point in time, you had plenty of oil and gas and the whatnot for them too. Yeah, lots of good stuff going. Europe would get bombed and stuff like this too, but they also had their own thing going on in terms of they were not Europe was not being firebombed like Hamburg, Germany was being firebombed. So that's not my favorite war. I'm not talking about Letty, if you're an expert on Russian history, it's interesting to understand if, who knows, maybe the Bolshevik thinking or something, isn't it important to imagine, Bolshevik forms of Marxism, how this evolves out and describes the geopolitical conflict as they're happening, right? As they're happening, or it's kind of like, do that exercise, but also just say what results out of this and stuff too, right? This is part of, not just identity politics, but also understanding various academic theories or ideologies, right? What's the academic theory then say about the ideological interpretation? A woke judge is an idiot that protects fraud and illegals. Um, yeah, Peter, I don't know where that would come from personally. I don't know what that means. Yeah, definitely jail lifts. Yeah, definitely cutting the nicotine for sure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely for sure, right? For sure. You know, I my whole life floats and smokes and takes off via the nicotine and the whatnot. Yeah. So, yep. Yep. Yeah. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. When yeah, it's difficult when your constitutions don't delineate militaries versus civil society. When militaries are part of civil society, it's a lot deeper of a cut, right? In the United States, your military is not supposed to be part of civil society. You're supposed to have professionals, right? You're supposed to have professional organizations advocating for veterans' rights, advocating yeah, just like in the same sense that you'll have police officer unions, not police officers, making sure that they've got, vests, they've got modern equipment and stuff like this. So, yeah. Yep. All ages, at all times, and all ways, guys. We are a politics, philosophy channel, but not really, right? I have a college degree. I'm 36. I spent the last 4 or 5 years reading various philosophy, having good conversations, good faith conversations on the internet, essaying, writing my own stuff. I also have a published Substack, right? So I try my best to only ship good essays to you guys that I've thought about, that I think are worth reading for the Ducks Y audience. So feel free to subscribe to the Substack. You get email notifications, right to your email inbox on your cell phone. So if you use your cell phone or tablet like a reader, sometimes you guys write like it's a, just try to, kind of imagine not everything is ads blaring in your face, right? Not everything is, other like Discord or other social media telling you what to do. Check that out. Just more self promo from me, but thank you guys for being here too. A little self promo. I wasn't really deep, so I don't really count. I quit cigarettes. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, thank you. I'm not AI generated. Yeah, I'm definitely a real person, not a VTuber. Um, but yeah, yeah, there are apps you can use. I don't even know how to use VTubes, but I've got, a couple people that I know. Hey, what's up, Bananas and Rice? Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you. Yeah, yeah, we like to be inclusive. I don't know how that actually plays into IR and political science, but it does, right? It does, right? It's great to have good conversations when people have different either scholastic backgrounds or want to share how they feel their views relate to IR theories or other terms, issues, and current events in political science and whatnot, or they just have political views like anyone else, religious views, non-religious views like anyone else. Yeah, we try to be inclusive. Intersectionalities, perfectly fine topic. If you guys would just want to make it woke or something, cool. Yeah, let's talk about woke politics, where it's whatever, identity politics, cool. And then yeah, critical theories. Yeah, critical theories are pretty cool. Old Thomas Sowell before he turned to the dark side's pretty cool and stuff like this. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, all that kind of stuff's cool with me personally. Love is the meaning of life. Love is the meaning of life. Woo. Hey, cuz. Hey, what up, cuz? Yeah, shout out to you, YouTube. YouTube, brother. I just want to go boof, cuz who's guys comment? Let's go boof comments, bro. Yeah, any comment? So on today's live stream, I'll pin up a new message. I don't know if I pinned a message. But let's see if YouTube knows this. Let's see if our algorithm gets dinged. Um, Let's see if this works, guys. I know how to do this. Wait, this is wrong. This is wrong. Whoops, I messed this up. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 freaking sec here. Okay. There we go. It's fixed. All right. Yeah, do hard things, everybody. Do hard things. Hey, what up, Celestial Samurai? That's a cool name. That's kind of smooth. It's kind of like Sanskrit, kind of like Skrillex. Celestial Samurai, always the most fly. All they say. Only today. Celestial Samurai 2042. I don't know how to rap. I didn't go to school. I used to be ugly. Now I'm kind of cool. I used to be a puppy. Now I got the news. Now I got the news. Now it's kind of cool. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. I think the meaning of life is just life, and I don't mean just to repopulate and survive. No, I mean it's the entire experience for life, and better for worse. Hell yeah, brother. All right. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like it sounds to me. I'm not going to get offended, but it sounds like the birth rate argument. It sounds like it's starting to get into the birth rate argument. And as someone who is a feminist, I think the birth rate argument is used to ignore all causes, not just some causation in society. It's used to ignore the fact that we can use science to explain things. So I don't believe the birth rate and I don't believe repopulation has any place being spoken about as a human value. The fact that humans reproduce is no different than saying something like, well, our skin grows back. Why would it be different? It is a metabolic process. It is fueled by a metabolic process, right? You cannot build semen in or sperm if that is an anabolic process, right? That is anabolism. And so anabolism is all kinds of things. It's anabolic for a neural reuptake, for a neurotransmitter to pick up a new molecule, right? These are all anabolic processes. It's creating more complexity in the same space. And so anabolism and catabolic processes, which is breaking, it's making things more chaotic, more simple. Catabolic processes, just like the universe, we've got these two universal forces living in our bodies. They have nothing to do with each other, but it's super interesting to think about building and breaking in nature and our bodies. So that's one of the reasons I don't support the birth rate argument. Anabolic steroids are fun. Yeah, hell yeah, right? Hell yeah, brother. No, I would never recommend PEDs. I'm not a doctor either, but I know enough to know anabolic steroids are not safe and they are indicated for very specific uses and can only be prescribed to specific people. Hey, what's up, Cranky Mullet? How are you doing today? What's going on, everybody? Jesus was a communist. Wow, Ace is coming in with some heat. Hell yeah, brother. Trump is a fascist, says Donald Plump. Donald J. Plump. Yeah, that name aged well or didn't age well. Oh, cool. Shout out to you. Giant hug, guys. We are not doing, we're not being problematic. Cranky Mullet is here, so we are going to let them sleep. Big hugs in chat without too much affection or closing of spaces and distances. Shout out to you, Cranky Mullet. We love you! Woo! Hell yeah. Oh, it's Pinche Gelatina. Que hondas. Hey, do you know Tia Maria? What's up, though? Pinche Gelatina. Have you ever had Tecate? Have you ever boofed Tecate? I hope you're doing well, Cranky Mullet. Matt Sweden. Hey, Matthew Whedon. Hey, what's going on, Matthew Whedon? Good to see you. Sup, sup. What up, so? What up? Sup. I heard you say this in real life. I would give you a hug, man. That's tough. Hell yeah, brother. What's up with the Epstein stuff? I just posted an Epstein short responding to Sasha Gray. Yeah, I posted a short talking about how FBI agents probably should have and could have easily pursued the case because Jeff Epstein was a social butterfly and he managed his business with a lot of bookkeeping, informal bookkeeping, and it would have had to have a lot of relationships. So, yeah, cool. Hey, what's up, Karotan 2? Good to see you. Hello. Cool Kermit. Kerotan. And I chimed in with the haven't you people ever heard of? Closing the goddamn door. No, it's much better to face these kinds of things. With a sense of poison rationality, I chimed in. Haven't you people ever heard of? Closing the goddamn door. No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of, oh, well, in fact, I mean, look at it this way. I mean, technically, our marriage is saved. So pour the champagne, pour the champagne, pour the champagne. Oh, well, in fact, I mean, look at it this way. I mean, technically, our marriage is saved. So pour the champagne, pour the champagne, pour the champagne. Hey, thank you, Rachel. This one says, this says, know thyself. If you have any questions, it's from Socrates. Yeah, shout out. What up? Yeah. Hey, what up, Pedro? Good to see you. Pedro1. Hello, hey dude. Hola, que honda sue? What's up? Good to see you. If I don't donate $4 whole dollars, will you play a song? Yeah, I'm not going to do any copyright music, guys. I'm really happy with the way the monetization thing's going. I already say enough bad words. I'm worried about getting, that taken away and stuff. So at this present time, I'm just going to confess to the YouTube algorithm that please, I have nothing and no hope and optimism in my life. But yeah, if you want to donate $4, I can plug in the good microphone. I'd be happy to play. I can put on a background song or something or a real song, whatever you guys want. Whatever makes you happy. You make me happy, whether you know it or not. I wish you're happy. I would have said from the start, I am just happy. Knowing you are the one that I want for the rest of my days. For the rest of my days. Oh, you're all of my days. You're looking so good. You're looking so fly. Why, oh, why? Yeah, if one of you guys sends a red super chat, I'll get a ukulele next month. I'll get an ukulele. Ukulele. I already kind of know how to play, so I'll just have to... You make me happy. Whether you know it or not, I am so happy. I would have said from the start, I am so happy. Knowing you are the one that I want for the rest of my days. For the rest of my days. Yeah, all of my days. So I'll just have to learn songs. Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Did you ever skate? If I die before I wake, at least in heaven I can skate. 'Cause right now on earth I can't do jack without the man upon my back. In heaven there'll be a DJ spinning dub all night long. And heaven will be just kicking back with Jesus hitting the bong. And if you don't believe in heaven or Muhammad and Jesus too, or maybe we'll just sit back laughing or having a smoke with you, saying, if I die before I wake, at least in heaven I can wait. 'Cause right now on earth I can't do jack without the man upon my back. Yeah, maybe we'll do AI songs next month. Maybe if I have money, I can do AI songs for you guys. Hold on. Thanks so much for the $5. Let me get some. Let's get some music up. This is a good super chat. I do see you. There's the like. There's the love. Thanks so much, JL Lifts. I appreciate it. Rabbi Shmuley. Guys, we have audience requests for some music. And so it's called Audio Library YouTube. So there is a audio library of free music in the YouTube studio. And I'm just not finding the studio link to get into this right now. But let's go. Is that it? That's not it. Because right now on Earth, I can't do jack. Without the man upon my back. Holy crap, man. Wow, bro. Let's see. I got to find the audio library. Let me try searching my history. Let's see, audio library. No, it's none of those. Wow. Let's see. This is a huge crash out, guys. Because right now on Earth, I can't do jack. Community settings? Is it in settings? No. Is it in a menu? What's up, Spidey? What up? I don't want to waste my time, become another tragedy of society. I'll never fall in line. Can you guys still hear me? Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing, don't give a help. Help. Search help. Audio library. Use music and sound effects from the audio library. You can also access directly at audio library. Here we go. Cool. We still got what's his name? Hey, what's up, new human? Hey, good to see you. Shout out to you. That's the same new human. Hey, don't tell me don't tell me what to do. I see Empire is better long term. Cool. Bro, quick game politics question. Empire or Storm? I didn't play Skyrim. I know, embarrassing. I wasn't a big RPG guy. I liked Castle Crash style gameplay. Let's go. Let's double check this guy. Audience for some music, everybody. Let's go. Get yourselves out of them seats, folks. If you guys have them. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. We sweaty because we rocking out, folks. Welcome to Ducks Fly. We are politics, philosophy. Ba ba ba. Da 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 da. Thank you for the, hey, we'll see you, MI6. Shout out to you. Don't lie. Not lie. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. We all here still. We're all good, baby. You're not. Just kidding. We're all still here, baby. Let's go. What's going on, Zigzy? I'm sorry, JL. Took me too long. We will find something Ramones-esque after this track. I appreciate this is for JL Lifts. The chat requested something Ramones-esque. Boy, we tried to deliver. We tried to deliver. But we give it all one shot. We will give it all one shot. What about some down tempo? I don't know if we could find down tempo, but we should. This next one, guys, we're going to skip over Twin Engines, Pressure Cooker, Tropic Thunder, some of the famous ones. Sharp? I don't think so, folks. We're going for Retribution. Let's go, everyone. I am a progressive Democrat after this song, folks. Again, huge audience request. Shout out to JL Lifts. We'll get back into some politics discussions. But while the music is on, guys, let's live in the moment. Think about your questions, comments, topics, concerns. Think about what brings you closer and over the top. What it do, everyone? Let's go, baby. Yeah, we want retribution. Hell yeah. What up, J49? Shout out to you. What up, Mo? What up, Mo? Shout out to you. Good to see you. Oh, we got all the best stuff here, baby legs for life. Good to see you here. My name is Nathan. Online, I go by Duck. You guys are on Ducks Y. Welcome to the show, everyone. Oh, that's too rough. Too rough. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much for the song request, jail lifts. Hopefully those brought you a little closer to where you were looking to be tonight. Boy, woo! Ah, holy Moses. Woo! Bam, that was pretty good. Let's go. Illuminati signs. I don't know anything about the Illuminati. Special shout out, not just to folks not in the US. Obviously, I love my European, my India, Pakistan, Bengali audience, folks tuning in from Korea, Japan, the most likely suspects, Canada, Mexico. Shout out to you guys. Also, shout out to my indigenous audience, wherever in the world you might be, Aussies, America, wherever else. Maybe you just know a little bit. You've heard this. You've heard a little of that. Who knows? If you guys are going big, hey, why not go a little big? Go indigenous. If you're going small, why not? Go small. Go indigenous. Shout out to you guys. Heck yeah, New Human 3. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's do it, everybody. Real power like what? Yeah, it's a good point. Can you please play South Park, The Stick of Truth? That's a great point. That is a great point. I cannot play that, right? I cannot play copyrighted music on the channel. Yeah, but if you guys have any requests for political topics, I'd happily talk through it. I'm a huge politics nerd, political science guy, political theory. So we try to take a slightly scholastic academic bend, not totally make stuff up, but also have a little bit of fun with it. So if you guys have any topics related to US politics or anything like that, feel free to let me know. Hey, what up, Bones Dem? If you guys are running out of steam, I'm right there with you guys. It's only 12:02 a.m. though, baby. You guys that know, those who are on internet time, know we are just getting started. We are just getting started, folks. Yeah, great question, Night Batman. So what's the relationship between Marco Rubio and JD Vance? Maybe looking at CPAC or trying to interpret data from the midterm elections, from gubernatorial or Senate seats, what have you. It seems like Marco is the next Republican nominee, as he's clearly handling so many jobs for the Trump admin. And Newsom is likely to be an opponent. Yeah, who knows? Kamala Harris has been more active on social media. She's got a great following on YouTube. So you can subscribe to Kamala Harris, former vice president, former DA in California. And yeah, so she's obviously voicing opinions, but is also very knowledgeable of political processes and U.S. culture. And so Marco Rubio, I don't think he's pushing a good narrative, but it does seem that I was listening to NPR the other day, and it seems like there is, just based on information that's available, a push to get back toward a more diplomatic position. I don't know that I would trust Marco Rubio to do this. He seemed to not cover his bases, right? He seems out of sync with the American public. Evidence of this is that today there were there were new ship strikes in Iran. Just the day before it seemed like there were signals coming out that U.S. aggression would be meant to be less than lethal in the region. And we were getting back to signaling and getting back to the negotiating table. And so who knows how to interpret what's going on right now, who's responsible for it. And then a great question is also why Marco Rubio seemed so silent and absent the first parts of the Iranian war. And then just his opinion, when you zoom out and you say, these are the rooms we came from and what we went into, Marco Rubio has seemed to be perfectly willing to go along with not expedient processes, to go away from what common sense cooperative diplomacy would look like. So I think it's a good point that if Marco Rubio has a chance, if there's any chance for him to edge out JD Vance for a GOP nomination, and if there's not outside influencers who also have an opinion how the GOP will do politics into the future, Marco Rubio, he has enough press time. He gets to speak from a powerful position now. These are all things he can do to build trust. But he's also, it's difficult. I think he's still out of sync. JD Vance has been more quiet, I think, on important issues. I think he has also very obviously gone along. So he should have staunch competition from independent voters as well as progressive Democrats. So I'm, I would be optimistic at this point about the Democrats' chances in 2028. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that. Trump is always right. Yep. I heard Senator. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Gabe's a good guy to back. Gabe's always a good guy to back. Hey, thanks, Caden. Appreciate you. Trump hasn't stolen anything, has he? Not as far as I know. As far as I know, Donald Trump has not stolen anything. Yeah. Except, he can't run a charity in New York. They stole cancer patient money, right? So who knows? Who knows? That's the one. That's the one. That's the one, everybody. That's what we was looking for. That's what we was going for. Whoa. Hey, what up, Chris Max? Good to see you, brother. Brother. Politics, culture, society, I don't know, whatever. I'm chilling a little bit right now. I ain't going anywhere. I ain't in a rush. Hell yeah, let's go find the love, folks. If you guys haven't had something to vibe out to today, I am looking for my friend Molly. I am looking for my friend Molly. Have you seen her? Have you seen her? Have you seen my friend Molly? Brussels sprouts. Yeah, garlic Brussels sprouts. Shout out, you too. You look amazing, bro. Shout out to you guys. Hell yeah. These are made by Steve frickin' Madden, dog. Let's go. Let's go. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Let's see if we can find something maybe a little more in tune with the vibe, everybody. Whoops. I like this one. Oh, no, I don't like this one. Let's see if this guy's got it right, actually. Yes, it is. What up, 6 cents, Amelia? I got the poll up. Yeah, so a judge ruled for 2 reasons. For constitutional and for procedural reasons, Elon Musk violated racial protections. And it's worse than you thought. He basically deleted a bunch of grants. He just deleted them by searching for words like Black history. by searching for words like women's rights. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I'm also for the other pinned comment, I'm looking to build a library, buy streaming software, stuff like that. So I just have it out there like that. I don't need anything right now, though. I'm good. I have fun with you guys just like this. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, Culinary Cats. Is that a gaslight of sorts? Hopefully it's not. Did mankind will meet the same destiny as the dinosaurs? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great. All right. Cool. Hopefully you guys had a little fun with that and enjoyed doing that. Yeah, hopefully you guys had fun with that. Man, yeah, unless any of these seem like really, really bumping, banging, etc., and the whatnot. What's this like? That ain't it. Oh, I love piano and EDM. What do you guys love? If you didn't have to have an opinion and just loved it, what would it be? You guys land on the beat. Nice, nice, nice. Shout out to you guys. Let's go. All right. You guys like the rhythm? You guys like the rhythm, the samba? Ooh. Yuck. This is all random as frick. Random as frick, bruv. Whoops. All random. Really though, bro. Let's see if bro nailed it. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. How do I say this, brother? Hell yeah, brother. Ooh. All right. Was that good? Was that what you wanted, Chris Max? Whoa. Hell yeah, brother. That was my drill instructor and sergeant. Basically, I married you. I broke up with you. Then I got real sad about it. I got real sad and upset at myself because I didn't see quite how it was shaping up. And I still don't know what happened. And if there's a reason you're doing push-ups right now, Chris Max, that would be the reason. If there's a reason that you're only doing push-ups, who knows? It's because I myself wasn't confused at that moment in time. I said, what did you do? Yeah. It's what the people wanted. Yeah, man. I want to get the interesting, I want to get them, what did you say, them cracked beats, cracked rhythm, and the cracked drum and bass, man. I want to get the Suno beats. Yeah. Suno beats take the money, though. We have fun with what we got. Yeah, definitely highlight for you guys are going to start becoming writers. You guys, at some point, you see a new blog or a news article, you want to read through it more. My recommendation is just go with the tools that you guys have, right? You know, obviously it's cool to learn from experts and stuff like that too. But yeah, you know, going with less, taking small lessons, applying small things, you know, that's part of skill development. It also helps for me personally being older. That was one of those things that helped me decide personally exactly how I wanted to learn something, you know. And so whatever, you know, Somebody we had what was his name? It wasn't Tony Castro's Jose Ramirez was in chat, not Tony. But he was saying something like, what do you do when you got a screw stuck or something? You see a screw and it stripped the hole, and it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna drill it out, or I gotta call a guy to like cold fuse weld or something, mechanical blue collar stuff, of course. So some guy would come and reckon on it and get it out. But yeah, if you don't have that problem where you got something stuck or you don't see it right away for reading, learning, writing, whatever, debating, arguing, whatever the next step in your journey is personally, hey, why not decide? But these are human things too, right? And so just my own experience, of course, my human experience is that there's lots of ways to learn things in a society, for a career, for a new job, whatever it is, that new opportunity to work with a team and, get the ends meet, whatever it is, who knows? And then the opposite side of this too, the opposite side is that, yeah, some things don't have that same optionality, at least not apparently at first. Yeah, at least not apparently at first. So, Kim, I don't know who Kim is. Yeah, and so, whatever, the half-life and the whatnot of some of these substances that people suggest, nicotine's about an hour, but yeah, again, not a doctor, so I don't talk about that stuff that often. 1490-29. On this day, Joan of Arc helped Joan helped lift the siege. Yeah, New Orleans during the 100 Years' War. Yeah, definitely would reckon that's what happened there. Changing the momentum of the war. He talks a lot because he's messed up. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. You got it, AJ49. Shout out to you. You got it. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. You got the whatever it is. Yeah. All kinds of stuff. Oh, cool. Yeah. Go ahead, just pile them in there, whatever it was or is, and there you go. Yeah. Yeah, same. I express myself better in writing, yeah. And speaking, but I've always been a good public speaker, I guess. I don't know. I can rabble through it and whatnot. Hell yeah. Hey, it's what the guy likes, right? It's what the guy liked. It's what he wanted. So, hey, they say randomly, why not? Okay, cool. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. Let's have a little bit of fun, guys. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 15, somebody. Chris Mack said he wanted a goddamn motherfucking Marine Corps drill instructor. What was I supposed to say back to the man? Oh, they don't hire under Pete Hugser. They don't hire good Gershon man anymore. You gotta be Gershon man based on the Bible. What do I say back to that? Huh? I say you don't want the floor moving no more? Boy. Yeah. Hey, I didn't talk about moving goddamn feet under you. I said you don't want the floor moving anymore, huh? Boy didn't want the floor moving under you. Any questions? Any questions? Let me uncross my legs like my name ain't Lally Sue Nancy Denny Muggins from down in Bammy, Arkansas, right going to goddamn Long Beach Music Club. Oh boy, Uncle Sam said he didn't want the floor moving under more. You listen to Uncle Sam? Well, what you say back to the man? All right, fellas, let's go. I said 15, 15. I wanted 15 triplets. Music time, Stolen Valley, Gershon, man. All right, fellas, all right. 15 Gershon, man. 15 Gershon, man, all right. 15 Gershon, man, all right. Number one communist is, of course, I have many traits. Having read Marx, Communist, Engels, of course, Oliver Twist, Western rendition of Marxism, poor factory boy, no justice. Yes, end of Marxism. Correct. Oliver Twist story. Very good to know for, U.S. American soldier type of men. Yes, type of person. I do not know what a Jewish accent is. Jewish people live in, how do you say in English? Diaspora. Diaspora. Yes. Diaspora. You do not have an accent in diaspora. You have diaspora. They say what language you speak. You say, I don't know. I have diaspora. They say, is that like asthma? And you say, no. Once again, it is just diaspora. This is what I have. What else would you say? Yes? Yeah, diaspora. 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 Diaspora, where are you going? Yeah, we've come back up. We do not have this anymore. Of course, yes. Wash for supper. Hey, shout out to you, Vic C. Can you play a German official? I don't know that I could. Hey, thank you, sir. Very good. Having some fun, blowing off some steam. Listen up. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. Kind of, have you ever met Oliver Holmesworth, Chris Max, Reginald Blanchard, and whatnot? All right. Hey, Chris, why don't you go do another 10 or 15? Just a lap or two. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Those are nice emojis and the whatnot, too. Hey, Chris, are you still there? Do 15 pull-ups, too. I need 15 pull-ups additionally out of you. If they're not good, there'll be 30 pull-ups. You understand? Do you understand? Do your 10, and then you can do 10 more. You can break them up, right? 2 or 3 sets, that's fine. All right, good Gershon, man. It was Reginald Oliver Holmesworth III. Yeah, you can look him up later. Who was the other one I said? Yeah. If you don't know the other one, then I don't know who it is either. Yep, I don't know who it is either. Don't call me that. I do Stolen Valor content. I literally have a Nike shoe and an empty cardboard box behind me. There you go. That's correct. That is correct. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we are just doing a little bit of fun times and the whatnot. Oops, Uber, you got blocked. How many guys reading this have beat their at least twice since 2026 so far? Also, comment if you guys wear socks or not while peeling the banana with earphones in for the max hearing experience. Yeah. 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 I would say grown adults in terms of health habits and the whatnot. Just probably shouldn't be self-destructive. Dude, call in and hang out and restream off me or something. I want to play when Duck arrives. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna close the stream, guys. I'm gonna raid over to Taco's channel, Mega Bloodbath. We'll continue them. We'll have some music party. Taco's he's got the good. He's got the music from Suno, so he's got that cracked out stuff. So I'm gonna set up a redirect, And yeah, I'll hop up and go up for at least 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, guys. We'll hang out for a little bit. We'll see how the night goes. Yeah, I just want to come hang out. I just want to come hang out at Mega Bloodbath Debates. So I'm going to set up a quick restream, guys, but come over. Hey, what's up, Sally Plays? Yeah, we got, that's Taco, Mega Bloodbath. If you guys don't know him, Mega Bloodbath is a actual internet legend. He was, that's his voice. I don't want to get copyright struck by him, but yeah, Taco was leaders of one of the biggest Discord on planet Earth. So at any given time, he was directing events, organizing events, keeping rooms safe for over 10,000 active users live online at one time. So I'm gonna go right over to Mega Bloodbath. It's religious, Christianity, atheist debates, and yeah, you guys are gonna have a lot of fun if you like that kind of stuff. He's got a much higher quality setup than I do. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. We listened to music, talked some politics. And so let me get this set up, guys. And if you guys want to, whoops, what do I have to do here? No, that's not what I wanted to do there. Let's see. Oh, snap. Let's see if I can do it from here. I'm getting yelled at. I'm getting supremely yelled at by the internet right now. So if I can do this a different way, I'm going to do this a different way. Let's see. There's that. All right, I'm getting hacked in my account, so I'm just gonna copy and paste the stream link over. Let's see, Mega Bloodbath Debates. I'm just gonna post this the link in chat, and if you guys want to come over and hang out over at Breakfast Tacos, we'll do that instead of an actual redirect. And yeah, let's go over there. Oh man. Let's go do it. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Man. The gods of cheese shall defend from heaven, broccoli walk. Ugh. Okay. All right, guys. So there's the link. If you guys want to go hang out and watch, I'll see you guys over there. But yeah, all right. Take care, guys. Well, have a good night. Yeah. So I'm going to that link there. For some reason, I couldn't redirect. I don't know why. And so yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Thanks for all the support and super chats and the whatnot. We'll catch you guys on politics stuff and philosophy later. Take care.